Okay, DW Gaming here with the PTB for the newest killer from Five Nights at Freddy's, Springtrap, called the animatronic. Going to go over the killer, his powers, and the updates that came with this PTB. This will probably go live near the end of June. So let's get into it here. So new killer, the animatronic. Killer power, Fazbear's Fright. The animatronic lived to kill even when his mechanical costume became his tomb. So it's apparently a guy trapped in this animatronic suit, I guess. I have no idea about the lore of Five Nights at Freddy's. I really couldn't care less about that game. Not something I was looking forward to, or I was into at all. So special ability, Fire Axe. The animatronic is armed with a fire axe that he can throw at survivors. If the axe hits the survivor, the weapon becomes embedded in them, leaving the survivor vulnerable. Survivors must remove the axe before they can be healed. Map features security system. At the start of the trial, 7 security doors are spawned randomly throughout the map. These doors can be accessed by both survivors and the animatronic. So already I see a problem with this. One of the YouTubers I watch on a regular basis is JC Glitchmaster, and his main killer is Sadako. And depending on whether or not the survivors bring chest offerings like the coins, or if they bring certain anniversary blood point offerings, the televisions for the Onryo will be completely screwed up in terms of placement around the map. They won't be anywhere near generators. You'll have 2 right next to each other sometimes. They'll be completely useless. And this looks like another problem that's waiting to happen in terms of this killer now. These doors will be spawned, I assume, next to generators, and if there's a coin offering or if there's a blood point offering, it'll completely screw up the spawn points of these doors. So already this is a bad thing. And Behavior have yet to address this this problem. They feel that chest spawns should take precedence over killer powers, apparently. Each door has each security door has a camera attached to it. Interacting with the door gives the survivor access to the camera view, allowing the survivor to cycle through every camera in the map, travel to the door they are currently looking through, and potentially reveal the animatronic's aura to the team. Using cameras and doors too often will deplete limited battery power available, forcing survivors to wait until the system reboots. The animatronic may travel between security doors with or without battery power. If the animatronic enters a security door, they may choose to exit from any other door in the map. Moving to a door already in use by a survivor will cause the animatronic to grab that survivor. So barbecue and chili is going to be a really good perk on this guy. Killer perks. He comes with 3 perks. Help wanted when you damage a generator. It becomes compromised. When the compromised generator is completed, your successful basic attack cooldowns are 25% faster for 60 seconds. So it's like save the best for last. Except you have to damage a generator and only lasts a certain amount of time. But it is a faster cooldown reduction percentage than save the best for last. So, whatever. It's okay, I guess. Phantom Fear. When the survivor within your terror radius looks at you, they scream and you see their aura for 2 seconds. Big deal. And it's a 60-second cooldown. Yeah, this perk's trash. 60 seconds is way too long, and 2 seconds is way too short. You could slap on Lethal Pursuer, which will increase it to 4 seconds, but still, for a 60-second cooldown, that perk doesn't seem worth it. Haywire. Exit gate switches with at least 50% progress regress at a rate of 50% gate opening speed. While they are regressing, survivors see the exit gate lights flicker randomly. This should be base. This shouldn't be tied to a perk that you have to take up a slot for. Survivors should not be able to 99 exit gates. They should automatically regress if you don't open them. So it's a good idea, but it should be Basekit. It shouldn't be tied to a perk. New map, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. The rotting brainchild of sadistic murder still stands. Okay, whatever. I'm not going to get into all that unnecessary lore that I absolutely do not care about. Quality of life improvements. AFK Crow system update. Survivors are considered AFK when not interacting within the last 10 seconds. So it's 10 seconds of doing nothing, apparently, which is good. While AFK, survivors accrue AFK points, during which crows gradually begin spawning above the survivor, beginning with 1 and capping at 3. AFK points increase more slowly while moving or while in proximity to the killer. After 90 seconds, the survivor reaches 3 crows and loud noises trigger at regular intervals. Additionally, the survivor loses collision with other players for 10 seconds. Completing interactions removes AFK points. Crows are removed as AFK points decrease. The system is disabled when the hash spawns or when the endgame collapse is triggered by any means. Okay, that all seems good. Bloodweb spending improvements. Add an auto Bloodweb button available for prestiging any one character for the first time, enabling players to automatically progress to a selected character level. Blood points permitting. Remove the following pop-ups across all other characters after they have been shown for the first time. Bloodweb, introductory pop-up, unpredictability pop-up, per slot unlocks. Yeah, okay. This is good. Yeah, I've seen this. Basically, just like set whatever number of bloodwebs you want to go through, and it automatically does it. This will be a huge help since they've increased the max blood point cap to 5 million. It was extremely tedious. I was playing the game during the Blood Moon event, and it was getting to 5 million relatively quickly, and it was extremely tedious to have to sit through each blood web just clicking the thing over and over and over. So this is a much needed addition to the game. Game is saying this just makes the game brighter for you, which is fine. I don't have any problems with that. Going next, prevention. Add a system to detect survivors who intentionally die early in the match. I don't know how they would add a system to detect that, but we'll see. When a survivor is determined to be doing this, they receive a disconnection penalty and lose 1 full grade. No, this is disabled during the PTB. The attempt unhook ability is now only available in the following circumstances. 2 survivors remain in the trial. A survivor's luck is increased when offering. A survivor is equipped with slippery meat or up the anti-perk. So, yeah, they're attempting to get rid of the self-unhook ability, which is good. Survivors should not be able to try to unhook themselves. But the problem is, this is too many options here that keep it within the game. It should be done away with completely. 2 survivors remain in the trial. So you still have to worry about one of the survivors jumping off the hook if it's their first hook when there's 2 left. Luck offerings. This is highly abusable. I can see survivors who want to go next just slapping on a luck offering, which you have millions of those offerings. If you put any amount of blood points into the blood web, you will have a just obscene amount of luck offerings because they're relatively worthless. So that's not good. That'll be easily abused. Slippery meat or up the ante. Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. If they want to equip those perks are pretty useless anyway. That's the only thing that should stay, because they have to waste a perk slot on those 2 useless perks. These 2 should go. Because, like, say you're on the hook, even the first stage, and your teammate's being chased, and they go down. You can just abandon the match then. You don't need to attempt to unhook yourself. And you're not going to be able to do much if you're successful in unhooking yourself. So this should go. Luck offerings obviously should go because they're extreme. They'll be abused. Anytime you see a luck offering, you'll know that one of your teammates is going to try to go next. So yeah, that's not good. When more than 2 survivors remain, they may struggle while on a hook, but with no chance of escape or penalty for failure. Letting 2 struggle skill checks pass without any input will no longer instantly kill you. Okay. The abandoned score event given survivors when teammate disconnects is now also granted when a survivor gives up via the system. Okay. Increase the abandoned score event to 2,000 blood points with 600. So you get blood points for abandoning a match, apparently. Yeah. Rewarding failure. Okay. Mori update. Near the end of a trial, the killer can now activate a Mori when at least 2 survivors are alive, up from 1 survivor alive. 1 survivor must be alive, healthy, injured, or dying. 1 survivor or more must be hooked and on the struggle phase. Okay. So why do they have this then? 2 survivors? I don't know. This is weird. Let's see what they say. When the above criteria are met, starting a Mori on a survivor will now immediately start the sacrifice of remaining hook survivors in the struggle phase. This change means you do not need to wait for the hook survivor to be sacrificed to be able to trigger a Mori. Okay. Whatever. It seems like a whole lot about nothing, really. I don't know. I don't know why they did that. Offerings updates. All realm map offerings now grant a flat 20% chance to be sent to the associated realm map. Duplicate realm and map offerings no longer stack. Most gameplay altering offerings are now treated as secret during the loading screen reveal. Why? Why are they treated as secret? So you won't even, if you're playing killer, you won't even know you're being sent to a map? Because the like the shroud of binding, any kind of shroud the survivor brings is also secret, so it could also be a shroud. Just get rid of map offerings completely. There's no reason to keep them in the game at all. They encourage toxic behavior. They need to just get rid of them completely. Spawn rules. Survivors now spawn within 12 meters of each other by default when possible. Survivors now spawn on the same floor when possible. Survivor offering Shroud of Binding has been replaced with a new offering, the Shroud of Separation. Its new effect causes survivors to spawn apart from one another. Killer offering Shroud of Separation has been replaced with a new offering, Shroud of Vanishing. Its new effect causes all survivor spawn offerings to be rejected by the entity. So, yeah, they're changing spawn points. I mean, it's good that the survivors start close to each other. That way you don't have to worry about multiple gens being finished before you even down one survivor. This, though, might now be abused as well. The Shroud of Binding, or the Shroud of Separation. I don't know. I'll have to see. Spectator mode. This is for custom games only. When you're like holding tournaments, it really doesn't make a whole lot of difference to anything, really. I wish they would implement a system in custom games where bots would be given like random perks. You wouldn't have to go into each bot and assign 4 perks. You could just add the bot, and then the option would be assign random perks, and all the bots get like 4 perks that are randomly assigned to them. It would make bot games more interesting. I wouldn't I am hesitant at this moment in time in the state of the game to queue up as killer and play on the live servers. I've been doing a few 2v8 matches, but that's for the novelty of it, basically. I haven't been motivated at all to play the killer role on the live servers. And I really wish one of the things they would give to bots on the custom games is just an ability to assign random perks without having to go through each bot and give each bot 4 perks manually. Voiceover language. So French can be chosen for voice overs. Okay, whatever. They made some adjustments to the artist add-ons. I have no idea why. She's hardly played. I rarely see an artist. The automatic drawing add-on now reduces cooltime of Birds of Torment by 1.75 seconds after Dire Crows Disintegrate. Was 1.5, so that's a buff. The Untitled Agony add-on now makes Swarm survivors suffer from a 10% hinder status effect for 1.5 seconds. Was 15%, so that's a nerf. Matthias' Baby Shoes add-on now reveals the auras of survivors within 4 meters of Dire Crows for 3 seconds. Was 5, that's a nerf. The Ink Egg add-on now reduces the time before Idle Crows disintegrate by 1 second. Was 2 seconds, a nerf. Severed Hands add-on now causes survivors coming within 2 meters of swarm survivors to be swarmed. Was 3 meters. That's another nerf. Why are we nerfing all these? These are some of her best add-ons. I wish they would buff the more useless ones rather than nerf her good ones. I mean, that's typical behavior for you. They nerf killers before they even consider buffing them. The Iridescent Feather add-on no longer reduces the number of summonable Dire Crows. Used to reduce Dire Crow summons by 1. I've no idea. Never used that one. No idea what it does. Maybe it grants you undetectable or something. I don't know. Barely used it. It's a buff, but I can't remember what it does. Yeah, I don't know why we're nerfing add-ons for the artist. I barely see that killer anyway. I mean, she's okay. Don't even think she's that great. Lich got some major changes. I have no idea why. He was a very annoying killer to face. And in terms of overall strength, I think if you want to play Lich, just play Dracula instead. Dracula is a much better version of the Lich, so I don't know why this killer even exists, really, when Dracula does the same things he can do, but better. All Lich's spells are now available at the start of a trial. All killer powers should be available at the start of the trial. I don't understand why they aren't. Like Sadako, you can't teleport to TVs, even though they have killers like Blight and Billy who get their powers immediately and who are much stronger than her. Yeah, I think all killers should have their abilities at the start of a trial. I don't know why it's a thing that they don't. Decreased Dispelling Sphere cooldown to 30 seconds was 35. Decreased Flag cooldown to 20 seconds was 25. Decreased Mage Hand cooldown to 35 was 40. Decreased Fight at Dam cooldown to 30 seconds was 35. So these are all buffs. I have no idea why he's getting buffs. Like I said, it's very annoying to go against, and his abilities are just... You want to play a better version of the Lich, like I said, just play Dracula. Remove the interaction time locking the killer's camera when activating Dispelling Sphere. Okay, whatever. Update Dispelling Sphere projectile to move quickly when the first cast and slows down over the following 3 seconds in order to spend less time revealing the area immediately in front the killer. Okay. Increase the killer instinct duration once survivors exit dispelling sphere to 5 seconds was 3. Increase the interaction time of fly to 2.75 seconds was 2.5. Increase the duration of fly to 5 seconds was 4. Fly is such a useless power. I mean, I hate comparing him to other killers, but Dracula can be in his bat form forever. There's no limit. Which basically does the same thing as this. So, as I said, why would you choose this killer over Dracula? Fix a bug which prevented the Lich from reaching the intended movement speed 8.0 meters per second when casting fly. Okay. Fix a bug which made survivor pallet interaction delay inconsistent for both killers and survivors after lifting a pallet with Mage Hand. Increase the duration of the survivor pallet interaction delay after lifting a pallet with Mage Hand to 0.55 seconds with 0.15. Oh, okay. Whatever. I don't play that killer anyway, really. I find him really kind of boring and I don't know. Increase the Lich's aura reveal duration to 2 seconds when the associated spells cast for each magic item was 1.5 seconds. Okay, that's a nerf. Increase the duration of haste to 4 seconds for survivors equipped with boots or gauntlets of the interloper when the Lich activates Mage Hand. It's 3.5, so that's a nerf. Add-ons. Trickster's Glove add-on now increases the time Mage Hand holds a pallet up by 0.3 seconds with 0.5 seconds. Oh, so they nerfed that add-on. Okay. Crystal Ball add-on now increases the Killer Instinct effect by an additional 1 second when a survivor is revealed by Dispelling Sphere was 3 seconds. That's a nerf. The Potion of Speed add-on now decreases the period where you cannot attack after casting Fly for 0.15 seconds with 0.3. Okay, that's a buff, I think. Ring of Telekinesis add-on now increases your vaulting speed by 10% for the next 10 seconds when using the Mage Hand spell on upright pallet. Was 8 seconds, but you can't vault pallets, so they're assuming you're going to lift the pallet and there's a window nearby that the survivor would vault. I don't know, that's a weird one. Ring of Spell Storing add-on decreases the cooldown of all spells by 1 second was 2 seconds. That is a nerf. Cloak of Elvenkind add-on now decreases terror radius by 22 meters when activating the fly spell was 8 meters. Wow, that's a huge buff. Boots of Speed add-on now grants you 3% haste for 2 seconds when casting Mage Hand was 5%. Okay, so that's a nerf. Staff of Withering add-on now causes exhaustion for 30 seconds to survivors who enter the radius of Dispelling Sphere was 20 seconds. Okay. That's a buff. The Pearl of Power add-on now decreases the remaining cooldown for your spells by 2 seconds each time you land a basic attack was 3 seconds. That's a nerf. The Robe of Eyes add-on now reveals the aura of survivors within 6 meters of a treasure chest for 4 seconds each time you cast a spell was 3 seconds. That's a buff. Dragon Tooth Dagger add-on now applies Hemorrhage and Mangle status effects to survivors hit with a basic attack while holding a magic item for 60 seconds was 45. That's a buff. Cloak of Invisibility add-on now activates undetectable for 20 seconds each time all your spells are on cooldown at the same time was 10 seconds. That's a buff. The Twins. Victor is now able to trigger chases with survivors. Well, that's good. That way the entity can actually lock up windows when you're chasing a survivor with Victor. Killer perks. Call of Brine. Increased duration to 70 seconds was 60. Increased bonus generator regression to 150% was 125. I still have no idea why perk tiers are a thing in this game anymore, but whatever. I think this is back to its original value, which is good. It needed to be there. That is still slower than a single survivor on a generator, but at least it's something. Now I think its original value was 200%, which was still slower than a single survivor, but it's still better than it was. I mean, I might use it, I don't know. Gens go really quick anyway. Throwing tremors reduced cooldown to 30 seconds was 60. No idea why throwing tremors has a cooldown at all. The only time it activates is when you pick up a survivor. So, I mean, just remove the cooldown, because it already has a prerequisite for activating. No idea why it has a cooldown. Superior Anatomy. Increased area of detection to 12 meters was 8. Increased cooldown to 25 seconds was 30. So they buffed Superior Anatomy, which is good. Not sure why this has a cooldown either. Dark Devotion. Increased duration of terror radius transferred to Obsession to 45 seconds was 30. Increased the size of transferred terror radius to 40 meters was 32. Doesn't matter. Still not that great of a perk. Retribution. Increased Oblivious duration caused by survivor interacting with dollar hex totems to 60 seconds was 45. Increased survivor aura reveal triggered by hex tome removal to 20 seconds was 15. Okay, whatever. Still not great. Machine learning. Decreased haste value to 8% was 10%. Increased duration to 60 seconds was 40. Alright. I mean, I guess. Remember Me. Updated description more accurately reflect its in-game effect. Okay. Terminus. Increased broken duration was exit gates are open to 45 seconds was 30 seconds. Alright. Thwack, one of the most useless perks in the game. Increased reveal aura to area to 36 meters was 24. Increased survivor aura reveal to 6 seconds was 5. So it's still useless. No one's going to be using this perk. It's pretty horrible. Survivor perks. Botany Knowledge. Healing item efficiency reduction removed was 20%. Why? I thought the whole point of nerfing healing was to get away from survivors being able to heal themselves. And now they're just removing that. I don't know why they did this. Botany Knowledge didn't need a buff. Champion of Light. Decreased cooldown to 40 seconds was 60. That didn't need a buff either. That's fine the way it was. Light-footed. Decreased cooldown to 10 seconds was 20. I didn't even know it had a cooldown. I thought if you... It's like if you use it and you're healthy, you don't leave... You don't make noise running. And it deactivates once you get injured, so... what's the cooldown? I don't know. Desperate Measures. Increased scaling bonus speed to healing and unhook actions to 20% was 14%. Once again, they are buffing healing. Why? I mean, this is good for me. I run pretty much a purely self-healing build on when I'm playing Survivor on myself, but it's like... Just why are we encouraging people to self-heal again? This will apply. Desperate Measures is one of the few perks that actually does apply to yourself when other survivors are injured. So I don't understand why they're buffing this, and botany knowledge as well. Exaltation, increase the item recharge amount for stunning the killer with a pallet to 25%, or 75% was 25, okay. Decrease cooldown to 20 seconds was 30. Alright. Counterforce, increase bonus totem cleansing speed to 25% was 20. Increase furthest totem or reveal duration to 14 seconds was 4. Increase stackable totem cleansing speed bonus to 25 was 20. Okay, empathic connection. Injured survivors can now see the aura of survivors with empathic connection anywhere on the map. Was 96 meters. Okay. Updated healing speed bonus to other survivors to 35% across tiers was 30% across all tiers. They're buffing healing again. Yeah. Emblem updates, whatever. Don't care about that. Map Showcase added new map game mode that allows for players to queue up for a single predetermined map. So I assume this is when the new map comes out for any new chapter. You can just queue up for that map alone. And there's several bug fixes. Don't really care about those. Yeah, the Wear Elk outfit for Huntress once again was bugged. It was very quiet, so they've increased the sound of the lullaby. They keep having problems with that skin. Environmental fixes, yeah. All right, so that's it for the new killer. Several add-on adjustments and just bug fixes and all that, perk updates. So let's take a look at the new killer. Okay, I wish this wouldn't ask me every time I log in. I'd like to keep it at max brightness. Yeah, so this is a feature where you can play the new map. So yeah, let's check out the new killer here. So bio. So right off the bat, I notice he's 4.4. Honestly, I thought they were going to stop making characters who moved at only 4.4. This does not motivate me to buy this new killer. In fact, I will probably hold off until maybe there's a sale or something. Because I do not play, with a few exceptions, I do not play the slower movement speed killers. I find they're just at too much of a disadvantage when it comes to chase. And I don't care if he's a projectile-based killer or not. It's just very frustrating when you're trying to chase a survivor at 4.4. So, yeah, first impressions are not good, and first impressions are pretty much everything. He comes with reduced terror radius, and he has an average height. So, yeah. He has a fire axe. He can teleport around the map, although the teleport is not instant. And unless you're amazing with aim, the fire axe is not going to be of much use. Which, speaking from my perspective at least, it's not really that useful. Because my aim is not really that great. But let's check out his Mori.
I can taste your fear.
Okay, that's alright. Yeah, so that's it. I'll be bringing you gameplay of this killer against bots. I'm not going to go against real people on this P2P. I just want to get... I just want to get a feel for him.
I promise a fun time.
But already I'm turned off by this. This just doesn't motivate me to get this killer. But we'll see. That's it. Stay tuned for some gameplay and impressions during that. See everyone in the next video.